Recently, Jason DeCosta argued from a premise he has assumed from the beginning but never demonstrated. His premise is that because the Abrahamic promise was made to Abraham and his seed, every subsequent reference to Abraham's seed must necessarily and exclusively refer to his biological descendants. Jason's argument depends on treating two different propositions as identical. Because the Abrahamic promise could not be annulled, its heirs must therefore always have been exclusively Abraham's biological descendants. But that simply doesn't follow. Genesis 17 already distinguishes Abraham's physical offspring from people explicitly not of your offspring, who nevertheless received the Abrahamic covenant sign. The Torah later provided explicit mechanisms for foreigners to enter Israel's covenant community. The permanence of the promise does not establish the permanence of an exclusively biological definition of its heirs. Paul makes the biological-only assumption even harder to sustain. Romans 4 calls Abraham the father of circumcised and uncircumcised believers, people who were not necessarily his physical descendants, and then speaks of the promise being guaranteed to all his offspring, and calls Abraham the father of us all. Romans 9 distinguishes physical offspring from children of promise, while Galatians 3 calls those of faith Abraham's sons, seed, and heirs according to promise. Biology mattered, but Paul clearly did not treat biology alone as determinative of Abrahamic fatherhood and heirship. Jason's argument therefore fails because the exclusively biological premise necessary for his conclusion is precisely what the biblical evidence does not allow him simply to assume. For more information on the covenantal inclusion model of Israel only, visit the YouTube channel called Concealed in Covenant, the Facebook group called the IO Collective, or get the book titled Concealed in Covenant, The Case for Israel Only, available at Amazon.